The streets are buzzing. New York Knicks, one game away from the NBA Finals, go up 3-0 on the road in Cleveland. And Cleveland on the brink of a sweep, with our Knicks making it 10 in a row, making history. Welcome in to the Postgame Live, CT and the Knicks streets, man. We're buzzing tonight as our New York Knicks showed grit, fortitude. They rallied, man, and never gave up a lead in this one. And the CAVS, man, they look gassed. They look tired, man, and they basically quit on this one late. The Knicks forced them into submission. Great performance, man, on the road with Landry Shamet, a late hero, icing 3 huge threes. The Knicks just got the weapons. Man, they're playing out of their minds right now. And let's give it out, man. The flowers and all. Buzzer beater. Salute Johnny Chiba, Paula Juan, Ernest, everyone coming through. Let's celebrate, ladies and gentlemen. We're back where we belong, man. 1 foot in the NBA Finals. Of course, no team has come back from down 3-0, right? Do we close this one out in a sweep, man? Let's not take this for granted, man. Got to close them out, man, in a sweep. And as much as it would be great to win the Eastern Conference Finals, man, and hang a conference banner and win it in front of our home fans, but it'd be great to close this one out in 4, man, and we're going to talk about it. Salute to Paul, James, everyone in the building buzzing with us. Man, Jalen Brunson, what can we say about him, man? He continues to go to that next level. The probing, that assist that Brunson had, this one to Landry's first 3 in the 4th quarter was amazing. Then Josh Hart's big rebound, kick out to Landry Shamet, man. And look, the Knicks are just full of playoff risers right now, man. They cannot be denied. And it's been history in the making. And it was destiny. It's been fate all season, man. And the Knicks have flipped that switch. You know, we talked about it all season, man, through the highs, through the lows, man. Could this team be a team that can flip a switch, right? We knew the high and the ceiling of this team was super high and could compete with anyone in this league. But could they flip that switch? And it's been a minute now, 10 games in a row, man. Officially, the New York Knicks have not lost a ball game, man, in 30 days, man, in a month. So we've got so much to celebrate about and cheers about, man. Hit that like button. Give us your takes. We shout it out. And we're going to give out our flowers to these heroes, man. We're witnessing history, man. This is just an unbelievable run that we'll talk about, man, forever, I think. The Knicks haven't won 10 regular season games, you know, in the last how many seasons, right? I think even under Thibodeau, I think we got to 9. But now to win 10 postseason games in a row, I mean, just goes to show, man, when you're hot, you're hot. And obviously, I think Boston going out, Detroit going out, you know, opened the door, man. Look, Cleveland are dangerous for moments, but they just don't have enough weapons. They don't have enough creators. I thought on their home floor, I think Cleveland's best shot tonight, guys, was to come out strong defensively and make a statement. But who was the one to make a statement early? It was the New York Knicks getting up 9-1. They started off great. And I think the experience of the Knicks, you know, playing together for so many seasons now, and on the road, they played great. Jalen Brunson, self-confessed, he loves playing on the road. And the Knicks started this game comfortable. I think Cleveland's best shot, like I said, was to try to get up early and get the crowd going and, you know, and try to rattle these New York Knicks. But guess what? These New York Knicks just cannot be rattled right now. Now, there was sloppiness tonight. We'll talk about it. I think that the passing, you know, the second guessing, Hart was a little hesitant, but hit some shots when he needed. But he's everywhere for those rebounds, man. Two, Paul says it, man. CT. The Knicks are just better. They're a better team, period. Facts. No doubt about it. I think battle hardened, battle tested. We know our identity. We know who we are. We know where the buckets are coming from. We know where the stops are coming from. And yeah, that's all the things that you get when you stick together. You know, look, I've got to give my flowers to every fan, every one of y'all that didn't want to break up this team, even over the years. Keep it intact. People are still going to be talking about trades and all of that, but I think once they show that they lock in, man, their playoff rises 110%, man. And I said this before the playoffs even started, man. To beat the Knicks 4 out of 7, it's almost impossible, man. I think there's probably only one team in the league that could do it, and we're going to get that matchup, I feel. I do feel like Oklahoma are going to get through, but we'll talk about that tonight, fam. No minutes restriction tonight, man. Bless up. Hope everyone's on it, feeling good. Stay safe, but celebrate. And Johnny Chiba says Brunson broke the CAVS at the end with that paint move. You said it, man. Times 100. Keeping his dribble alive, in the words of Clive. I feel like Brunson's just taken his smarts to the next level, man. I think Brunson has shown over his Knicks tenure that he's got all the skills. He's just amazing in terms of the maneuvers, the pull-ups, the spin moves, the pivots, fadeaways, up and unders, and all of that. But what I'm seeing in this playoff run is here. It's going to the next level, man. Every coverage, he's seen it, man. Every blitz, every trap. And it's just one of those players that you just can't scheme for now, fam. You've seen it with the greats over the years. It don't matter what the coach is going to do. Juan V says it, man. 5 more wins for the championship. Let's close these teams out, man. Let's close out Cleveland in 4, man. 2 sweeps in a row, man. This is historic that the Knicks are on, man. Salute to my guy, Buzzer Beater. Tony from Denver, salute. Juan says the ball movement is the key. Everyone's feeling hot at the right time. Yeah, great point as well. 100%. The ball's got the energy. But you know what? What I've always been saying, man, ball movement's only half the point. Player movement is key. You see, no one's standing still. We got movement shooters. We got players cutting to the rack, forcing gravity to the rim. And then we can kick it back out as well, man. The ball movement's pretty right now. Shout out. We're going to give shout out to Mike Brown, man. All of the demons that we faced earlier in the playoff run, man. Who could believe that the Atlanta Hawks were once upon a time up 2-1 over this juggernaut New York Knicks? It feels like an eternity ago. But look, I think probably out of all the teams we're faced, Atlanta were probably the best defensive team. Not really going to talk too much about their offense, but there was a reason why Atlanta was up 2-1, and these other two teams can't touch us because they just can't get stops. Fam, appreciate you. Great to have you with us, fam. Let's go. Been missing the content. I'm well, man. Hope all is well with you as well, fam. El Tango. Let's go. Johnny Chiba says 10 in a row is massive. Yeah, who can stop us, fam? It gets to that point where you're just like an avalanche, a juggernaut, rolling downhill. We win on the road. We win at home. We can win on planet Mars right now. I feel like if there was a basketball game in space, the New York Knicks could win out there, man. There'd be fans lining up. And and look, tomorrow's key. We'll talk about the Spurs OKC series because I just saw the notification come up, fam. It looks like AJ Mitchell has been ruled out for Game 4, but the Spurs are banged up as well with Dylan Harper as well. So, I still think that Oklahoma, hopefully that series can get dragged out. But look, part of me wants Oklahoma, man. I want to be the one to stop them from going back to back. That's how you create an unbelievable, dynasty by stopping one of those hot teams from winning back to back. So back to tonight, man. As Johnny Chiba says, as good as Hart was, he could be better. Hesitation on the perimeter, bad passes, eye off the ball, too much candy. Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth, fam. Great minds think alike. And yeah, you love the energy from Hart. He's a bull in a china shop. He'll create chaos. He creates havoc for the other team. But sometimes for us, yeah, he's a little out of control. But you can't take that away. I guess that's what he is. There's a lot of yin and yang with this team, fam. They balance each other out. Brunson and Cat are very cool, calm, collected. And a guy like Hart meshes with them because he's always moving. He can handle. But yeah, would love less hesitation. I think he's been shooting, well enough where he should be confident to let it fly. First shot. At least try to anticipate the rebound, Some of those shots were heavy, but he anticipated one of them late, I think, which broke the backs of Cleveland and Landry Shamit. OG still ain't at his best as well. And I think if we are going to beat Oklahoma, we need OG to be his best. But he hit a couple of big shots. I thought OG was a little hesitant around the rim. Maybe not quite fully trusting in the hamstring. But what a feed, man. To Mikal. That one was amazing. And yeah, it seems like everyone's head is up. And they're anticipating where their brother is going to be on the floor and where to find their guys. But yeah, Mikal always cutting, always trying to find space. And I think that's a byproduct of the coaching staff, the new offense, man. Chris Gent, TJ Saint, Mike Brown paid a lot of props to his assistant coaches on offense for, drumming into these guys about spacing, how to create maximum spacing out there, and always movement and cutting and never letting up. And we are relentless, ladies and gentlemen. And it's pretty clear now, man. We are, if not the best, the second best team in this league right now. I think we beat the Spurs if we face San Antonio. I still think the Spurs are green from an offensive standpoint. Last night was a bit rough. I think Wemby, when he's not having an all-time game, and I know that they've got the injury to Dylan Harper as well, but yeah, the Spurs are vulnerable, so I don't know if they can cause that upset. Hopefully they can get through and we can rewind. We can run it back to 1999, fam, and have a party. But nevertheless, the Knicks won't get home court either way in the finals. But whether it's OKC or the Spurs, man, we're here, man. We're in the big dance. One more win away, ladies and gentlemen. It feels surreal, but at the same time, this thing's been going for a minute now. Rome wasn't built in a day. As the Knicks had a 6-point lead at the half, I thought the third quarter was going to be critical. And the third quarter, man, it started out a little rocky. And then the Knicks turned it over a little bit, but Cleveland just kept giving it back. Cleveland just kept giving us back the edge. Their passing was atrocious. And this was a huge bucket from Brunson as well to steady the run. Energizer Bunny is Brunson, fam. He's got the Jets on. And I really feel like we're looking rested. Obviously, the 9-day break is starting to really pay dividends. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as we get deeper and deeper into this amazing, historic run, I think the more rest that the Knicks got is going to prove even more critical, ladies and gentlemen. Pete Mango, Knicks are Destiny's Child without Beyonce. Wow. We've got all the Cole quotes coming out right now, man. How about Hart's quote at the post-game presser after game 2, man? At some point, man, analytics ain't all that, right? Analytics are like a lamppost to a drunk person, right? You can lean on it, but it won't get you home, ladies and gentlemen. And Hart, leaning on this Hart, man. You can't measure Hart by analytics. You can't teach Hart as well, man. You're either born with it or you ain't. And has James Harden got Hart? Man, I'm loving this matchup, man. Look, I thought the Cleveland Cavaliers would give us a lot more problems, but game one looks like we'll talk about that forever, fam. Game one, the biggest comeback in Knicks franchise history, and that broke the backs, I think, of the Cleveland Cavaliers. They tried a little bit of Jalen Tyson tonight. I thought they were going to go maybe Jalen Tyson a little earlier, but maybe a little too late as Josh Hart knocks this one down. I didn't think we got a great game from Mitchie, but he needs to figure out these free throws. It's tough to get into a rhythm, man. But he had a great alley-oop. I thought that Brunson alley-oop, man, to end the third was key. Cavs were making that run. They cut it to 7. 6 seconds remaining. Brunson dribbled all the way throughout the aggressive defense of Cleveland, man. And he got all the way up the court real quick and found Mitchell Robinson for the alley-oop with 0.1 of a second remaining. And that pushed it back out to 9 at the end of the third. So our New York Knicks, man, they can't be denied. I think we're not seeing the same issues from last season to close out quarters that we had under Tom Tibbs. And it's not all on Tibbs, obviously. I think we have a lot stronger bench, more seasoned in terms of the team playing together. But we're closing out quarters better. We're starting quarters better. We're locked in. And we're 1 win away, man, from the NBA Finals, man. And what a ride. Every Knicks fan around the world right now feeling relief, feeling joy, feeling euphoria, feeling buzz, all of that, man. New York City says, salute all. Am I asleep and dreaming? Don't wake me up, man, until we bring home the chip, man. Just enjoy the ride, man. Just enjoy it, man. We're all strapped in. Loving this team, man. Proud. And what a sight, man, seeing the former Knick legends travel, man, on the road. We saw Clyde. He was buzzing, man. Clyde, he didn't have a drink or anything, but Clyde was next to Patrick, traveling on the road. You had Houston at home, obviously Marbury, LJ, Shump, former Knicks, enjoying it as well, man. The buzz. Yeah, I agree, Pete. Wemby does look worn out. Yeah, I think the Spurs are just, it's catching up to them now, man. It's a war of attrition. We're in the third round now. And if you ain't got the depth, I honestly feel like the Knicks have the best bench in the NBA. I think that can't be denied right now. You see Shamet just come in. He could start. And he's like our 8th guy. Comes in, hits 3 threes. I mean, their main gunner, Sam Merrill, could barely hit 3 threes. Our dude on a vet's minimum, man, he comes off the bench, flaming hot, and icing the game up, putting the Knicks up 3-0. Also, Deuce McBride could start on any team in the NBA, right? I know AJ Mitchell's legit. Jared McCain, OKC made some hell of a steal, getting Caruso as well. But I think Knicks bench against OKC's bench or the Spurs bench, I think the Knicks have the best bench right now, man. They could legit go 11 deep. Mitch could start. Obviously, look, Alvarado's playing a little rough right now, but we're limiting his minutes. Clarkson, good veteran, give you some solid minutes overall. Got some situationals like Mo Diawara, Tyler Kolek that were playing all season. They can't even get a sniff right now. So this is what the playoffs is all about. I think the team with more weapons, the team with more depth, and the team that's deeper can go all the way, baby. It feels like we're super fresh. The Knicks have never been in this situation before, in my opinion, with 2 sweeps. We had a 9-day break, 2 series sweeps, possibly, if we can close Cleveland out, man. And we might be resting once again, as you do usually get an extra rest before the NBA Finals as well. Underlow salute. We're buzzing, baby. Say it louder. AP salute says, who's Tibbs? Oh, man, we're feeling it right now. We're flossing And what a performance from our Knicks, man, on the road. I think this was the most critical game on the series. You know, this game changes the entire series. You're up 3-0. No team's ever come back from 3-0. If Cleveland won tonight, it's 2-1, and they're full of confidence to try to level the series. So I can't speak highly enough of how important this win is, right? This basically could result in a sweep, and now we ain't even going to think about Cleveland, right? If Cleveland ended up pulling this one out and the Knicks came out with a stinker, it's series back on. And so, yeah, this game was critical. It had some dicey moments that could have gone either way. But let's talk a little bit more about Mikal Bridges, guys, because I think since the Philly series to now, he's been arguably top two Nick. Top one, top two, definitely top three Nick. I think since the Atlanta series as Mikal Bridges, man. Talk about playoff riser, fam. Where has this Mikal Bridges been? Man, if he played like this during the regular season, man, you'd have half the fan base copping the jersey. And nobody would be talking about no picks, no draft picks. But those that had the faith, Mikal Bridges sticks with his faith, got a close-knit group, family, and is experienced. Been to the finals before with Phoenix. I'm not surprised, man. Championship games with Villanova. We ain't really talking about the Iron Man streak right now because he ain't ducking contact, man. He's seeking contact, and he's playing super aggressive, finishing at the basket, and the pull-up mid-range threat, the dribbling, the synergy, the IQ has been legit, man. So many steals, deflections, and making life difficult, fam. For Maxey, for Donovan Mitchell, for James Harden. I mean, these matchups have been tough. These guys are making it look easy, man. This is a historic run, man. We may never see, and probably will never see, an easier path to the NBA Finals, but the Knicks are obviously making it look easy as well. AP Salute says, how are we going to beat OKC? That's going to be tough. It is going to be tough, but I really genuinely feel like we're the two best teams in basketball right now. The two games during the regular season, one of them was a 3-point margin. The other one was 11. I felt like the Knicks should have won the 3-point margin game, but Oklahoma got some friendly whistles as well. I remember SGA would have got his third foul, I think, in the second quarter. First or second quarter, fam. And the ref swallowed that damn whistle. So, but look, we already know we can go toe-to-toe. As OG Anunoby, man. Salute. We'll salute more Bridges. We're going to give out the game ball. We're going to keep shouting you guys out, man. But please run those likes up. Let us know how you're feeling. Let's talk a little bit about the finals too and what could await our matchup as OG Anunoby was awarded, man. Finally got his just All-NBA defense second team, man. Should have been first team over Derek White. I think OG Anunoby head and shoulders had a better season defensively than Derek White. But Derek White had a solid season defensively, and I think those two should have traded places, fam. But you got Cason Wallace, Dyson Daniels, Scotty Barnes, and Bam Adebayo, man. What a defensive lineup that is, fam. As we roll all OG Anunoby defensive clips. The Demon, man, what a season he's having. And I think getting him back was so key, man, after the Philly series. Johnny Chiba says, I hope Knicks coaches are watching the OKC games closely. Definitely. No doubt. We've beaten Jared McCain in the past. We know all about him. It's Lou Dort I'm worried about, fam. Imagine a matchup where Josh Hart, Lou Dort, going to go head-to-head, man. They're going to collide like bulls. So I look forward to that matchup. Of course, SGA going back and forth with Brunson. Probably the two best shot makers in the NBA as well. But look, we can't get ahead of ourselves. It could be the Spurs, man. They could come out and get hot tomorrow night, level the series. Let us know. I'm definitely rooting for the Spurs. This ain't no hyperbole, but if the Spurs manage to win and get to the NBA Finals, I think the Knicks start favourites. I think the Knicks would genuinely be favourites with the bookies if it's a Spurs Knicks NBA Finals, which is unbelievable to think about. Think about where we've come from in the last 5 seasons, even the last 3 seasons, fam, when we had RJ Barrett and Julius Randle. Right. If I had told y'all 3 seasons ago that the Knicks could possibly start favourites in the NBA Finals in just 3 seasons into the future, you'd be like, man, what's up, CT? Did we get LeBron? Did we get Giannis? I'd be like, no, we got Cat. We got Mikal Bridges. AJ Salute says, I never knew our road to the finals, man, would look like this. Oh my God, we're up 3-0 on a 10-game streak. You know, it's hard to imagine, man, a better run. Like you said, man, 10 in a row, sweeping Philly. But yeah, shouts out to ATL, man. Shouts out to the Atlanta Hawks, man. They woke us up. You know, let's give some props to Atlanta. They D'd up. I said it earlier. They were better defensively than Philly, and better defensively than Cleveland. And I know we gave them a couple games, 1 point, but you know what? They pulled it out. They found a way. CJ McCollum got the experience. I'll tell you what. I probably trust CJ McCollum, man, in the clutch more than James Harden. You know. Let's go for the sweep. AP. Also, AP says I have a Mikal Bridges jersey, man. 25-1. Let's go. Love it, man. Staying true, staying loyal. Let's get it, ladies and gentlemen. Johnny Chiba says the fact that Bridges is way more involved is a testament to team play and a reason they're in that spot that they are ever since the Hawks turnaround. Yeah, the practice helps. I think the assistant coaches, you know what, and people have clowned this phrase all season, but collaboration, ladies and gentlemen. Who would have thought that Brock Aller, Leon Rose, Gerson Rosas, and them front office guys know what they're talking about, right? It helps to collaborate, ladies and gentlemen, right? Don't ignore your colleagues. Don't ignore teammates. Collaborate. Because 2 minds are better than 1, right? Mike Brown sometimes lets Chris Gent take the huddle, take the clipboard, fam. X's and O's, empowering his staff to get the best out of these guys. It's a beautiful thing, man. Sharing is caring, man. And I think the happiest man in the building tonight might have been Clyde Frazier, fam. I mean, hopefully Clyde's with us for a long, long time, but he's probably got to a point where he was doubting whether he might see a Knicks championship or another Knicks finals run. But Clyde there, man, he was there on the footage, on the feed in Cleveland. He was buzzing right now. I wish Breen and Clyde could maybe get on the call. Great comment from Paula. They went 7 games with the Raptors. That tells you everything you need to know. You know, what about Detroit as well? Right. Cleveland had to go 7 with Detroit as well, but I love it. Great comment. Sometimes 2 teams it's just like a rock fight. You know, the Knicks trying to duck that. You know, we ain't trying to be in no rock fight, man. We're coming out here guns blazing. You know, we're coming out here with AK-47, blowing teams away with a bazooka. Fair. Well, some of these other teams coming with a bow and arrow, right, and a knife to a gunfight, ladies and gentlemen. But look, in more seriousness, I do think Cleveland's best shot was probably trusting Donovan Mitchell a lot more. Enough of this James Harden thing. If you're Cleveland, like, number one, Harden in his prime, I get it, but he's 37 years old. What is Kenny Atkinson doing? Right. I get the trade from that standpoint. Darius Garland couldn't stay healthy, undersized. They had to do something, man, to keep Donovan Mitchell satisfied. yeah, you could kind of say that it's paid off. Eastern Conference Finals berth. They just don't have the depth. But some of these games, man, late down the stretch, just too much James Harden, in my opinion, and he's getting sonned out there, fam. He's getting absolutely owned, ladies and gentlemen. Mark says it. Yep. Mike Brown's job is safe for now. Yeah, I don't want no parts of J Kidd. We're one win away from the NBA Finals, and Mike Brown would and should come back, regardless of whatever happens from here on out. Man, he's slayed those demons. He's slayed critics. No one's talking about Tom Thibodeau no more, and it's a massive, massive credit to him, to the staff as well. Like I said, to the players, but yeah, Leon Rose deserves a hell of a job, in my opinion, for making the bold call, man. Whoever it was, James Dolan, collaboration was still key. But I think Leon Rose, some of these moves are really, making the difference. Landry Shamet, the Knicks stuck with him. Couple shoulder injuries, was out for a minute. The Knicks, didn't waver. I know there was that question over Malcolm Brogdon before Brogdon ended up retiring. But I think they were going to bring Landry into it regardless. I actually think Landry Shamet will come back. I think they'll find a way. Landry loves playing in the city. He loves New York City. He loves living in the city. And I think Landry Shamet will come back as a Knick. Tonight just sealed it, man. I mean, what a player. What a player to have on the vets minimum. Is there a better player in the NBA? Let me ask you guys. Is there a better, more effective player in the NBA on a vets minimum? Not a player on a rookie contract, but a proper vets minimum contract. We have two great ones with Clarkson and Landry Shamet, and they're coming up big in the playoffs too. These ain't just vets that help you through the regular season. These are vets that are winning us playoff games, man. Right now. Let's hit on the next super chat. AP got the streets buzzing. Hit the number one. If this is your first NBA Finals appearance, I want to see how long it really has been. I was 22 years old the last time, man. 5 more, man. $5 for 5 more. Let's go, fam. I'm hyped. The NBA Finals is going to be amazing. It's going to do great things for the city. Great stylistic matchup, whoever it's going to be, the Spurs or OKC. But yeah, man, we're built step by step by step, block by block. We built this thing from the ground up with stable foundations, man. Mitchell Robinson, Deuce McBride as second-round draft picks back in 2018. Ladies and gentlemen, the longest tenured Knick, Mitchell Robinson, didn't have a great game tonight. But again, you need a couple draft picks to hold you down, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we're getting with these guys, right? And it takes Mike Brown to come in. Tibbs raised the floor. Mike Brown has come in and raised our ceiling, man, as high as the Empire State Building, ladies and gentlemen. Mark says the watch party is nuts. Nobody want to go home. Facts. Stay safe out there, but keep it buzzing. Just like Buzzer Beater says, man, enjoy this. We ain't seen a run like this in our lifetime, ladies and gentlemen. It's a new age. It's a new era. And the New York Knicks, man, are here to stay. Jalen Brunson, man, will go down as, I think, the best free agent signing in New York Knicks history. And is on the verge, I think, of becoming the greatest Knick ever. People want to include championships and all that in the equation. I get it. There's so many great Knicks, from Willis to Clyde to Pat. But for me, I gotta, I also got to calculate other things. Like Brunson, talk about team first. Choosing the Knicks as a free agent destination, taking less money to make it all work, and help his brothers get paid. That counts as well. One in college, But obviously, as the Knicks, since he's come, man, 35-point games, playoff 40-point performances, changing the franchise, elevating the franchise to a finals appearance, man. Early. He's only 30 years old as well, is JB, man. He's going to be dominant, I think, for years to come, man. We got JB in his prime, too. Dr. Scotty Scott, salute. Big up your chest, brother. 10 straight. Let's go. Yeah, we can't be stopped. We're finding ways. I think we really leaned on our defense. There were some sloppy turnovers. Yeah, I really love the ball movement, the synergy that these guys find with each other. You see Hart setting an off-ball screen to free up OG. In this one, Harden couldn't get around that one, fam. We're a team that you just can't scheme for, and that's where we're at right now. Brunson is a player that you can't scheme for. Whether you trap or blitz, he'll find the open man. If you go one-on-one, he'll torch you. He'll smoke you. And right now, I really feel like, yeah, this is what we envision when we put this starting five together. We've got a hell of a bench too. If we want to sub in and out Josh Hart too. AJ says, I used to pray for times like this. Facts, man. It's reality. Right, what was once fantasy is now reality. And let's hope we can bring that chip home, baby. Spurs, let's go. I'll be rooting for Spurs tomorrow night. Buzzer Beater says, I still got Willis, number 1, man. I love it. I appreciate that. Willis Reed embodied everything about being a great Knick. Champion, captain, put the team on his back as well, unselfish. Was a father figure as well to some of the players, and led by example as well. Yeah. What do you guys think about Kenny Atkinson? Because I know if CAVS fans are going to be down on this CAVS team, but yeah, I really feel like Kenny Atkinson, obviously from a money standpoint, they're going to continue to ride with Harden because they're looking to extend him and pay him big money. But I tell you what, man, like defensively, Cleveland just, it's probably the reason why Leon Rose wasn't so gung ho to get Donovan Mitchell after we got Brunson. It was obviously either one or the two. So it was one or the other. Right. If we got Donovan Mitchell, we weren't going to get Brunson. But we knew Brunson was coming. So Leon Rose was like, okay, Cleveland, y'all can overpay. Or y'all can give up the package for Donovan Mitchell. Because defensively, I don't think you can have two liabilities on the perimeter. You see James Harden, Donovan Mitchell. The Knicks are just absolutely slicing and dicing them. Mismatch hunting in the pick and roll too. Dr. Scotty Scott says, yeah, it's all about your best ball at the right time. Yeah, you got to build up from that. Put layer upon layer of X's and O's. I think the practice sessions and the extra time off has been legit for the Knicks because we look so different compared to what we did against ATL. Dr. Scott says, all about playing your best ball April, May, June. That's what we're seeing right now. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Yeah, I'm loving old school defense mixed with some new school offense, fam. Talk about, Jeff Van Gundy would have been proud of our defense, and Mike D'Antoni would be hella proud of our offense as well. So we got the best of both worlds right now, man. Yeah, and we're a force that cannot be stopped, ladies and gentlemen. This is an all-time historic Knicks team, man, that will stand up against any other former champion team. But we've got one more series to go. Let's bring it home, baby. AP with another super chat. Appreciate you. Love the support and blessings up to everyone out here, friends, family. And love the contributions, man. AP says JB and Towns jersey will be retired. All you have to do is make the finals, man. If they win the championship, that whole lineup getting retired. Man, I love that. I love that conversation. We're obviously going to talk about it a lot in the off season, but there's a lot of credence to that Karl Anthony Towns trade that could go down, and he's on the way to being, I think, one of the best trades, if not the best trade in franchise history. Because even if you just get to the finals, talk about fortunes reversing. RJ Barrett, obviously quickly to get OG Anunoby, and that's proving to be blockbuster. But the Cat Randall Dante one, man, we had to sacrifice, man, one of our legends in Dante to get Karl Anthony Towns. That's taken our squad to the next level. That's taken our team to the next level too. And I don't think it would be possible with Randall and Dante, man. As much as I love Dante had an all-time career high 3-point season, and he was gritty, and he was a fan favorite, and he deserved all the shine, man. He'll go down as a great Knick, one and done, if he doesn't come back at some point in the future. But with Dante DiVincenzo, is he a 6'7" lockdown wing? Not quite. He was a solid defender, but he was replaceable. At the end of the day, Leon Rose had to get ruthless, but he was replaceable, was Dante. And we're seeing that. Deuce McBride's elevated his game. Look at Landry Shamet on a vet's minimum. Mikal Bridges, envision the way he's stepping up. So Dante DiVincenzo is sacrificable, but you bring in Karl Anthony Towns, which raises the entire floor of your team. So I think that trade, man, could go down as one of the greatest trades in NBA and franchise history, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, we needed Karl Anthony Towns to wake up, but yeah, credit to him, understanding the mission. AP, yeah, I agree with this one too. Looks like James Harden might lose some money. It was risky, 37 years old. But like I said, look, I'm not here to clown on the Cavs. They're even if they get swept, they've had a hell of a season. We've been here before last season, not quite down 3-0, but conference finals, just not having enough. And this is the point in the year where you get found out, man. Either you find out or you get found out. And Cleveland just getting found out. They just don't have the depth. I think X's and O's wise, games can be won and lost. But I think front offices, we're at the point in the business end of the season where it's the business end, where literally front offices can win you the title. Right? Detroit fans been clowning their front office. They didn't do enough at the trade deadline. And where are they now? They're in Cancun right now, ladies and gentlemen. Who else? You got some other teams. You got, Jared McCain, who's shining with Oklahoma. What a move from Sam Presti. And looks like, Philadelphia, they could have done with a Jared McCain as well, fam. So, yeah, front office is standing up in a major, major way. Let's give out the game ball in a minute, but let's hit on the next super chat from AP, who's rolling tonight, man. He's on fire. This is the way I feel. If the Knicks make it to the finals and we have a closeout game, I want MJ there with Ewing to witness. Whew. Look, there's going to be so many storylines. We've got a long time to preview the finals, man, but you're getting me more hyped. Because, yeah, Michael Jordan, man, we know was standing in our way. But right now, I think it's wide open. Right. I think Knicks start underdogs in the NBA Finals against OKC, but I think they start favorites against San Antonio. However, anything's capable now with JB out here leading the way, ladies and gentlemen. And he just continues to take his legacy, man, to the next level. Talk about a playoff performer, proven. How many times has Jalen Brunson let us down, ladies and gentlemen? I want everyone to try to think of a moment, think of a game, a playoff game where Jalen Brunson has let us down. I can't think of it. I can't think of a single game where Jalen Brunson has let us down. Right? Yeah, may not have had a great game in some of the Indiana series, but we wouldn't have even been there without Jalen Brunson, right? He does not let you down, ladies and gentlemen. He's so steady. Shout out to Jay Wright. Shout out to Rick Brunson. Shout out to Villanova for crafting this captain, this warrior right now. And he's going to go down as one of the NBA greats when all said and done, ladies and gentlemen. You look at obviously Steph Curry, these boys that have got multiple rings, but look at the team they had, right? They had multiple Hall of Famers, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think Jalen Brunson played with no Hall of Famer on the Knicks until Karl Anthony Towns, came on. And look what Brunson is doing, right? Yes, he's got good help, but like I said, I don't think he was playing with no Hall of Famer until Karl Anthony Towns came in. So Brunson just putting us on his back. Such a steady performance tonight, only 30 points, but plus 15, 10 of 12 from the free throw. Couldn't hit a three, but still finished 10 of 19, 50% from the field with 6 dimes, 8 dimes in the last game as well, leading the way. I really thought Karl Anthony Towns was amazing on the glass. I think he was solid defensively as well. He's turned the corner as Karl Anthony Towns. But Mikal Bridges, man, 11 of 15. Absolutely scorching hot is Mikal Bridges. Right, playing with good energy, cutting, confident. And the Knicks, man, killing in the fast break category, man. That was the difference tonight. Guys, I think 17-4 in the fast break points on the road is the reason I'll remember this ball game, fam. I'll remember Landry Shamet. I'll remember some of these Jalen Brunson scoop layups late, killing. But fast break points, man, the Knicks killed on the road, man. It's inexcusable from the home team. And excellent defense from our New York Knicks to restrict the home team with the crowd, the energy, trying to get back into the series. To limit Cleveland to just 4 fast break points is phenomenal, right? We kept the turnovers lower as well, 13 to 16. 10 steals, 27 dimes, more assists than Cleveland. Now, we lost the rebounding, but that's very, very rare. Like I said, Mitchell Robinson didn't have a great game, but I think Cat held us down. And of course, the 3-point percentage, man, tells the story. Ladies and gentlemen, 39% to Cleveland's 29%, and 88% from the charity stripe as well. And another, ladies and gentlemen, another double-digit win, right? It's becoming a habit right now. Double-digit wins. Landry Shamet, Mikal Bridges, heroes abound. But let's talk about Mike Brown, right? What's been the best thing? What's been the biggest change, man, that you've seen to help this Knicks squad, right, take it to the next level? It's been up here, I think. It's been the practice. It's been setting the defense straight, getting the offense in a groove as well, and trusting in these guys, man, being open to feedback, open to suggestions, right? I'm going to say, I think the biggest change is obviously when Cat and Mike Brown, something must have happened. They broke bread. Karl Anthony Towns, by reports, went to Mike Brown and said, hey, man, this is how, let's try this. This is how it's got to be. We're down 2-1 to Atlanta Hawks, man. Run the offense through me, and we'll see what happens. And Mike Brown took that feedback, right? He took it on board. And he gave Karl Anthony Towns that opportunity to run the offense. And that changed our outlook. That changed everything. Right? Would that have happened under former coaches? Yeah, I don't even want to really talk about it too much. Because Mike Brown has been the one. He's been the one that's made it happen. Fam, and here we are, right? There's fantasy and then there's reality. And right now we're living in a reality that is a fantasy as well. We're one game away from the NBA Finals because we're pushing the right buttons and we're making all the right decisions right now. We're playing as a team, right? Talk about the last time our New York Knicks won a championship. They were a team, right? Yes, they had a couple stars and here and there, but they trusted everyone, man. The trust was high, you know, big time. DJ Wall Street, salute. Wall Street Dame says Tibbs and Leon staying with Shamit after the injury has paid off. Yeah, you love a good holdover as well, You can't have too much turnover every season. We missed out on, we left Campaign. We dropped off Precious Achua, but we made some upgrades, but we kept around Landry. And I think, yeah, credit, man. He puts in the work, man. He just plays so hard, you know. You could just tell Landry wants something more for himself with the way he carries himself, the way he practices, the way he works out. Because look, a lot of players just hang around. They're on the vets minimum. They got 1 foot out the league, and you can't begrudge them if they're like, you know what, this might be it. I've suffered too many setbacks. I've been on 6 teams. I'm sick of this, city to city, my family don't know where we're going to be at. But you see Landry Shamet is like, he looks like he's where he wants to be. He wanted to live in New York, loves the city, wanted to play for the New York Knicks, and he stuck around, man. And he's being rewarded. He's being paid off, man. He might get a bigger contract now. So, yeah, amazing story. Definitely felt so proud to see Landry, as well as being hyped when he knocked down those huge threes, man. Huge threes on the road. That's exactly what we needed last season, fam, in Indiana. But Tibbs had him strapped to the bench, right, along with DeLon Wright and a couple of these guys that came in late. Next up, Johnny Chiba with the super chat. Got the world and the streets buzzing. Says, CT, watching a smart team come together, man, it's a joy. It's great sharing a winning Knicks season with you and chat. Please notify me anytime, man, you go on a broadcast. You already know what it is, man. Appreciate your knowledge, your passion, joining us, and being down with the ride. And yeah, like you said, man, I love that word joy. It's definitely been a joy. Our season ain't done. And yeah, the best is yet to come, man. Let's enjoy an NBA Finals together for the first time in 27 years, fam. Mike Breen sounded so happy. I don't know what age Mike Breen is, but he's been through everything. He's seen it all. And when he said it, when the game was coming to an end tonight, when he said the Knicks are 1 win away from their first finals in 27 years, I could hear every single year of those 27 years, man, in his voice when Breen was talking about that. Talk about being through the highs and the lows. And I appreciate this, man. Right. We used to watch a team, man, with Alexei Shved, Shane Larkin, Lou Amundsen, Langston Galloway. Fam. Speaking of some former Knicks, some great former Knicks, I really hope, man, if this thing does get, well, whether we go back to Garden for Game 5 or it's the NBA Finals, either one that comes first, I hope we get Taj Gibson. Man, that would be sweet. Hopefully we can get some Taj Gibson, man, prior to Fort Greene over in the Garden. Fam, that would be great. That would be a great boost. My man, Glenn Jones, great to see you. CT, I'm happy, I'm excited, I'm scared. Is this really happening? Can we really do it? Can we really win it? It feels like a dream. Salute. It is a dream and it's reality. And that's the most important thing, man. You got to dare to dream. And that's what everyone should do, man. Dream for whatever you want. Dream big. And this team has dared to be bold. And they've made some bold moves from trading Randall, RJ, quickly, Dante, giving up picks that were criticized to clear up cap space for Jalen Brunson. You know, other moves that have paid off as well, fam. But look, some of the things didn't pay off. Yabusele, you know, who would have thought less than a year ago, man, Yabusele was supposed to be a big part of this thing. But guess what? We corrected that. That didn't work out. We traded away Yabu's spot. We brought in some extra depth in some other areas and backup. We got in Jose Alvarado, fam. We kept it moving. So AP says it. Yeah, Yabusele became Alvarado. And look, we might even need some Jeremy Sohan in the NBA Finals, man. I don't care if it's one possession, man. Every single Knick will be a hero. If we can win this chip, every Knick will be a hero, man. Every Knick paying their dues. I see you on the bench. I see you Sohan. I see you Alvarado. I see you Pacome Dardier waving the towels, being the chief cheerleader. I see you Huck Porty as well. I see you Trey Jemison in street clothes. I see you Dylan Jones. All the support for these guys, probably handling their baggage, you know, making reservations for these guys, bringing their lunch. You know, everyone playing their role right now. But 10 straight playoff wins, man. Unbelievable, man. Historic run with this squad, right? This is a run that we'll see forever. And I'm getting tagged in a lot of stuff, so I appreciate everyone on X as well. Nick's Twitter showing out. Nick's YouTube showing out. Nick's Streets showing out as well. What a move, fam. What a run. Right. Now let's bring y'all some quotes from the podium and let's head to Mike Brown, ladies and gentlemen. So Mike Brown credits the likes of Steve Kerr and Greg Popovich with demonstrating the importance of going deep into your bench during the season, right? They both always used to say, it's not about now, it's about the postseason. I repeat, Mike Brown says they both used to say, it's not about now, it's about the postseason, when crediting Steve Kerr and Greg Popovich. Ladies and gentlemen, two GOATs when it comes to coaches with multiple rings. Mike Brown learning from the best, instilling that knowledge. We go to the losing locker room podium. Donovan Mitchell asked about Cleveland playing every other day and his fatigue affecting his team. Donovan Mitchell says, we did it to ourselves, can't be mad now. Right. Donovan Mitchell, on hearing New York Knicks chants in Cleveland, Donovan Mitchell says, I'm from New York. It doesn't shock me. They do it to every team. That's how Knick fans are. I was one back in the day. Oh, man. In the words of my guy, Ron Cleveland. Right, that cuts deep. Ladies and gentlemen, that cuts deep. Right. Donovan Mitchell at the podium, right, on the verge of elimination. How are Cleveland fans going to be feeling about this? Spider says, I'm from New York. This does not shock me. They do it to every arena. That's how Knick fans are. I was one back in the day. So he knows what it's all about. He knows what it is. And shout out to Spider, man, for keeping it honest too. Now we're going to hear from OG. We're going to hear from Kat at the podium. Let's bring that up. Underlow says, I thought Brunson was about to cry talking about the fans after the game. Yeah, you definitely feel the emotion, man. You feel it. But let's not forget, man, Brunson never been to the finals before. He's ticking every box as he goes along this journey, from becoming a first-time All-Star as a Knick, first Eastern Conference Finals last season, now his first potential NBA Finals, and we're all trending. We already know, man, what comes next. It's the NBA Finals. OG talks about his hamstring improving. He says, each day I start feeling better and better. We have a great medical staff. Yeah, nice. That's great to hear because OG is starting to look better. Still a little rusty in areas around the rim. So Kat does not let the press conference end without mentioning OG Anunoby being second team All D. Kat says he's one of the best defenders in the world and he got robbed from first. So that's Kat sticking up for his boy, OG Anunoby. That's great team chemistry right there, paying props, man. Kat knows, man, we don't get to where we're at without our first team All D, OG Anunoby. What's good, brother? Great to see you, man. Hope all is well. Bless up. We're buzzing. Brother BKL Sports Entertainment Show says, I'm so excited for the Knickerbockers. Man, I'm so diehard since 06 when I was 15 watching Mello threes downtown. This is miracle. This is what we call hardcore Godspeed. Home. Let's get it, brother. Facts, man. Man, I felt every emotion seeing Landry Shamet put the icing on the cake late down the stretch, man. There ain't nothing like a good road win as well. As much as it's amazing winning on your home floor, when you see these gritty role players step up and break the backs of the other team, man, it's a ride, man. It's a rush, too. Buzzer says, can you imagine the call Mike Breen and Clyde will have when we win the chip? Man, it's going to be surreal. The parade, it's going to be 30 for 30, documentaries. It's going to be streets being shut down. It's going to be streets buzzing. It's going to be legendary, man. Like AP says, man, everyone gets a ring, man. That'll be the first thing I cop, man. I don't care if it's no rep. I don't care if it's no real ring, even if it's a replica. Man, I'm getting myself one of them rings, ladies and gentlemen. And rest assured, James Dolan will be hanging up that banner, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Scotty Scott says, this postseason run has been insane, outscoring opponents by a total of 234 points. Legendary. Regardless of what happens, we will always remember this special run. Enjoy it. Facts, this is erasing whatever happened last season, but it's also like, yeah, they're making their own history. This will always be a special Knicks team, a special era. There's that homegrown element with Mitchie. Like I said, this is one of my favorite plays from tonight. Right, final seconds in the third. This sums up Cleveland's night and possible series in this play, right? You got 6 seconds left. You just made a little run, and all you needed to do was to end the quarter with a stop. And Cleveland got absolutely sliced open by Jalen Brunson, man, who ran the length of the court in 6 seconds to give Mitchell Robinson, man, the easiest bucket of his life. All he had to do was just drop it, just dunk it, just jam it into that cylinder. Because Jalen Brunson put it on a plate right now. What's Cleveland doing? Like, they ain't guarding nobody right there. Like, why is Harden not sagging off of Josh Hart? Right. Harden's he's checking Josh Hart on that possession, man. That's just low IQ. There's only 6 seconds left. But yeah, the Knicks are playing the smarter team right now. What do y'all think about LeBron's quotes? I've been seeing that floating around. Word is that LeBron looking to play one more season, looking at being open to taking the veterans minimum. Does he go back to Cleveland? Or is the New York Knicks in play? I think he probably goes back to Cleveland. But yeah, as the reason why I bring it up is because here Wall Street Dame says free agents are aiming for New York right now. Facts. Look forward even to the draft coming up. You know, the Knicks have got some real picks, some real talent that they can bring in. Right, but right now, man, let's end the season with the greatest achievement, the championship. James says Cleveland should not have been wearing the road at home. Yeah, it is crazy. You know, it is reverse. The Knicks were wearing the road at home in the last game, and Cleveland wearing the home, and now they split it. Let's see what happens in game 4. It's just still sinking in, man. It's crazy that the Knicks can sweep. The Knicks can end the second consecutive series in just 4 games, man. Coming off a 9-day break as well. We're so rested. This is crazy right now, man. We could legitimately get to the NBA Finals after only playing 8 games. 10 games. Fam. Sorry, my math's off. Obviously, in the last 2 series, I mean, obviously the first round went 6, which was kind of crazy. But yeah, Atlanta they stole a couple. That can happen. I was never worried in that Atlanta series, but they stole a couple games. It can happen. Like I said, if you play defense, you're in with a shot. The issue with Cleveland and Philly is, look, with Embiid, they can't play defense, can Philly, or they can't play good enough defense. And with James Harden, Cleveland can't play good enough defense. It just is what it is. But it's kind of ironic because the Knicks once upon a time were dubbed, in that bracket with Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns, right? The narrative was that those boys couldn't play defense. But look at us now. How you like me now? Shout out to Brendan O'Connor and Mike Brown, and these guys got us playing D. Right. Everyone used to say Jalen Brunson was a liability. People used to say Jalen Brunson was a turnstile on defense. How you like me now? All of our players play defense, right? These guys deserve a bonus, man. They deserve a raise. These defensive coordinators. AP says, what did he say? He praised the Knicks a lot, man. He did a podcast breakdown with his with his new podcast with Steve Nash, and he basically said, like, yeah, the Knicks they're unbeatable right now. And yeah, he was in full glaze mode, fam. He was sounding like a Knicks fan, basically. Cup and finals banner. Yes, buzzer. You already know. Obviously, we want to hang the big one, but definitely if we end up getting both, I think we probably will. We'll be the first team ever to break the curse, fam. We're pretty much broken the curse already, right? NBA Cup champion, and we're in the NBA Finals. So there ain't no curse. The Knicks have broken that curse, so there's no excuses. Whoever wins the Emirates NBA Cup next season, there's no excuses, right? The Knicks have won that, and they've got to the NBA Finals as well. So that there ain't no NBA Cup curse anymore, man. You're either good or you're a pretender. Either you're legit or you're just a pretender. Wall Street Dame says, if Giannis wants a ring, I don't understand how Miami is in consideration. Yeah, I think the teams that make the most sense for Giannis is probably teams that aren't appealing markets like Detroit, Atlanta. Atlanta could be okay for a free agent, I get it. But the reason I say those 2 teams is because they're close. They're close enough where Giannis would make the difference, but they're also got enough assets where they wouldn't um, they wouldn't hamstring the future, right? Because Detroit got some picks, flexibility, and then you add Giannis with Cade, and then you're really onto something. Atlanta as well. If you could pair him up with Jalen Johnson, Dyson Daniels, and Giannis, still don't think you're good enough. But the thing is, with Atlanta, I think they got Pelicans' first overall pick. So they got some real flexibility, I think, to make some moves. The Houston Rockets, Minnesota. I think Giannis might want to play with Ant-Man, but Julius is a free agent, I think. So I don't know if Julius Randle is going to fetch much value in a trade. Um, um, Actually, I don't know if he's a free agent. Sorry, I think Julius did re-up. I think he re-upped with Minnesota, but they're definitely going to look to dangle. I think they're going to look to dangle Julius to try to get. They're going to be in the same situation the Knicks were, trying to appreciate Julius for what he is, but you got to upgrade if you're serious about winning a championship. Julius is the second best player on the team. It just ain't good enough. Julius is the third player. Yeah, I think you could win a championship with Julius as the third best player, but not the second best player. Um, DJ says LeBron better not try to weasel his way to the Knicks. Yeah, I feel like it's not going to go down too well. But let's see, fam. Hopefully we win the chip this year, and so that it ain't looked at like he's just trying to ring chase. That might scare him away, I think. NYK Brooklyn says Shamit was destroying everything moving. Yeah, I want to give more props to Landry because I was listening to a podcast, one of the national media members, I won't say who, but they were saying that Landry Shamet is not a good defender. And I'm like, what? I'm like, do you watch these games? Like, I can't believe I heard someone say, and this is someone who watches, like they watch a lot of hoops, they cover the NBA draft. They watch a lot of hoops, but they said that Landry Shamet was not a good defender. And I'm like, yeah, y'all must have not watched a Knick game in a minute. Right. Landry Shamet is an excellent defender, especially on the perimeter. Talk about 3-and-D. I mean, remember all those years where we had a sorry team? We were just praying. We were crying out for one 3-and-D guy. Now we got so many that Landry Shamet is on a vet's minimum and he's 3-and-D. Right. We would have loved Landry Shamet 5, 6, 7 years ago. In terms of when we were crying out for a 3-and-D guy. You know what I'm saying? Now we got Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Landry Shamet, Josh Hart can become 3-and-D at a time as well. Yeah, slow run, I appreciate it. Yeah, I think Randall did sign a team-friendly deal. I think it was something like, yeah, it was 3 for 60, wasn't it? It was like, yeah, it was like 3 for 90 or something. I think 30 million per or something like that. Slow Runner says Randall has been extended, so Timberwolves will have to trade him. I think McDaniels has surpassed Randall. Yeah, losing Dante was huge, but yeah, getting Ao Dosunmu kind of helped them out. And look, they have made strides. I do think Minnesota surpassed the Denver Nuggets. I think going into next season, I would rank Minnesota higher than Denver. I think Denver have got a lot of financial maneuvering that they've got to do to try to salvage that partnership with Murray and the Joker. But that's where a good front office like the Knicks, you need value. You need to find some value off the streets, off the scrap heap, to get Jose Alvarado for 2 seconds, to get Landry off a vet's minimum when no one wanted him, which is crazy. To get Ariel Hukporty with pick 56, the last pick in that draft, or pick 58, the final pick in that draft, right? Now, I know he ain't playing, he actually has played some playoff games against Atlanta, but at least he was able to give you some minutes, during the regular season. It's all of that value that counts right now. You know, when you're trying to make a run and keep these guys healthy. I know he ain't playing, but we got Jeremy Sohan for free. He was just a buyout. Jordan Clarkson, NBA playoff rotation player. We got him for free from a free agency buyout. Like AJ says, man, this team is stacked, right? Even well before the playoffs began, and even before I knew how we would go, I said this was the deepest Knicks team I've ever seen. Right? They might not be the best. You know, obviously there's been some former championship teams and some NBA Finals teams, but this is the deepest team that I've ever seen. Right? The Knicks are comfortable, and I believe them if they had to play Tyler Kolek, if they had to play Mo Diawara, even if Sohan needed to play 6 minutes. We've never been in that position where, you know, you could go down to the 12th or 13th or 14th guy. Ariel Hukporty can play if there's foul trouble. Knicks have never been in that position, fam. Brooklyn says, after countless years of suffering and dysfunctional, finally witnessing this glorious moment of being a win away from reaching the NBA Finals, man, is something special. Man, salute to every Knicks fan. And this is definitely history in the making. Yeah, it's been a long time coming, fam. Definitely something special. And yeah, all these moves are paying off, man. I love to just pay homage. Because you don't get this far without all these moves paying off, man. And some of them were very risky and bold in terms of targeting the right guys, you know, targeting OG Anunoby and using 2 homegrown players to get him in the door, then maxing him up in free agency. Mikal Bridges, extending him, trading for him and then extending. But the Karl Anthony Towns trade, man, I must admit I was on the fence for a minute. Wasn't convinced, even as much as last season, I was not convinced that Cat would be the right guy and would be enough. But now, man, there's no doubt. There's no doubt about it. Brunson and Cat together are one of the great duos. You know, now they've got an NBA Finals on their resume. Well, soon to be. We've got one more win, but soon to be NBA finalists on their resume. Karl Anthony Towns, I think, will be a Hall of Famer, and Jalen Brunson. There will be no doubt that Jalen Brunson will be a Hall of Famer. 2 championships in college. You didn't have a great FIBA World Cup, I think, where the USA fell short. But obviously, yeah, he's now got an NBA Finals to his resume too, and he's only 30. Taking the pay cut as well. Yeah, 2nd round pick. I'm seeing so much revisionist history now too. People are clowning Brunson going in the 2nd round, but I'm like, and when Brunson was picked in the 2nd round, nobody was clowning it back then. Now that he's a superstar, people want to clown it. Well, how about your front office draft scouts do their work? You know, Brunson was a stud in college. He never should have gone in the 2nd round, but it is what it is, man. A lot of lazy drafting, fam. Optimus 2G, salute. Buzzer Beater's got the brooms out already. I love it, man. 2 sweeps in a row, man. We are experiencing Christmas, man. Christmas in June, ladies and gentlemen. 2 sweeps. That's keeping us fresh. That's keeping us rested. Ladies and gentlemen, the vibes are high, especially on the road. Mikal Bridges. We got land sanity now, fam. Let me bring up the new videos. Continue to shout you guys out, man. Blessings up. Knicks Nation. We're buzzing. Saturday night. The feeling is right. The New York Knicks, man, are about to sweep their second series in a row for a trip to the NBA Finals, the big dance, for the first time since '99, man. We've got the legends in the building. Patrick Ewing witnessing greatness as well. Yet we faced a lot of adversity to get to this point, fam. Don't forget, Deuce McBride had the hernia. Landry Shamet had a disjointed shoulder that he came back. OG Anunoby had a hamstring 2 weeks ago. And a lot of guys coming back. Cat had some injuries earlier in the season as well. So shouts out to the medical staff as well, man. The Knicks medical team won the award last season. They're definitely earning their keep. Casey Smith and the medical team, shouts out to you guys as well. Keeping these guys on the court. You know, even though they were banged up throughout the season, right? We're winning and grinning right now. Buzzer Beater says, yeah, bringing back Shamet was iffy. People were talking about Ben Simmons, Chris Boucher. Remember, everyone was talking about Garrison Matthews. Let that sink in. Right? People wanted Landry Shamet cut for Garrison Matthews, man. Gary Bird, they used to call him, fam. Landry Shamgod. Put an end to that tonight, man, in Cleveland, man. What a postseason run it's been from Landry Shamet. What kind of contract is Landry going to get, man? Now, I'll be filthy if he gets a vet's minimum, just because I'm rooting for Landry, right? I know the Knicks are going to have to find a way to keep some of these guys, but with the way Landry's playing, man, if he comes back on a vet's minimum for the third year in a row, that'll be tough, man. That's why I think the NBA is looking into expansion, because, yeah, some of the money's just dried up. There's a lot of dudes overpaid right now. Yeah, Landry Shamet's been through it. But yeah, would I be surprised if Landry takes a discount just to stay in New York? I would not be surprised. I know he loves it. He feels like it's home. You know, it's stable. You know, he loves photography as well in his pastime as a hobby. And what better place to be, man, than New York City? So yeah, the vibes are high, man, in Cleveland. 3-0 up right now. We're absolutely buzzing, ladies and gentlemen. What a thrill to see this team, man, grit one out. Do we close it out on the road? Do we bring it back to MSG in a game 5, man? Either way, no team's ever come back from down 3-0, man. And our Knicks are headed to the big dance, ladies and gentlemen. Get your best drip ready. Get your best drip on, because we're headed to the big dance, ladies and gentlemen. Right, let's keep it rolling and let's enjoy this, man. Soak it in. Stay safe. Celebrate. And I will be back, man, to talk about Game 4. Hopefully we've booked our ticket, right, to the NBA showpiece, the NBA Finals, man. Let's go Knicks. Peace.